What's up, dudes? SGD here. I wanted to do a real quick one today. I'm taking a look. I know I was going to try and do 2 a day of just games because I mentioned my big old backlog, but just give me a sec. I did want to talk about this. It came up partly in response to the 600 subscriber video, and by the way, the responses I got to that were just unbelievable. I can't even put into words how much that meant to see the replies and the comments and stuff on Twitter and everything. I'm just really glad that you guys like that, because that means a lot. But I was also talking with someone on Twitter about React channels, and you've probably seen these at some point where people will react to other YouTube videos. And people talk a lot of shit on those, but I also have some people who are saying that, no, I really like those, and here's why. And that got sort of into what makes anyone watch something like a Let's Play channel, because really, in the end, what's the difference between a Let's Play channel and a React channel? Aside from, you know, if you pull away the fact that one is a video game and one's just a video, they're kind of the same. So, you know, what's the draw? What makes people watch these? And, like, if you take what I'd call scripted produced content, like, let's stick in the gaming realm. You know, you start taking channels like Did You Know Gaming, or Zero Punctuation, The Completionist, Pro Jared, Peanut Butter Gamer, Jim Sterling. You start taking videos like these, they are wildly different from front to back. Aside from the fact that they're about games, they're nothing alike. They have different structures, different editing style, the way they talk about games, what kind of games they talk about, what they focus on in those games. Like, if you were to pull a person out from one of those and put them in someone else's, it would still be that kind of video. Like, Matt Pat's been on The Completionist, and it's still a completionist video. It's still made like a completionist video. But, you know, when you get to Let's Plays, if you were to look at 1,000 Let's Plays, there's not really much that separates them. Like, if you look at the raw structure of it, what separates a Markiplier from a SomeGuyDude? Like, and I'm in no way elevating myself to his level, nor trying to pull him down to mine, but what structurally is different between these videos? Do we use different filming techniques? Do we do anything like that? Well, no. In fact, if you looked at 1,000 Let's Play videos, if you just Google, in YouTube right now, if you just put in Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Play, because I'll probably get you the most responses, and you pulled up 1,000 videos, and you put them all in a big, like, mosaic, you'd notice they all look pretty much the same. Let's Plays don't have a lot of moving parts. You're gonna get the game, may or may not have like a person in the corner, and you're gonna listen to someone yak while they play it, and that's kind of it. That's a Let's Play. You know, that's why people sort of call them lazy or whatever, because there's not a lot to it. If you have, you know, if I throw my camera up and start playing a game with a microphone, boom, Let's Play. So, you know, and there are variations in it. You know, some guys really chop their videos together so they're very short and punchy. Some people do a little longer so they can breathe and get more video out of it. But in the end, they're all basically the same thing. So what pulls you in? What makes a Markiplier or a Jacksepticeye or a PewDiePie, things like that? You know, like, I can't offer you amazing editing. I can't offer you incredible special effects. I can't give you amazing gameplay. I'm not like a pro gamer. I can't give you games no one's ever heard of. But I can give you the same thing that any Let's Player can give. Me. Ourselves. That's what we have. That is what we have to offer. And that's why honesty is a very big thing with me. To me, being honest is very important with this. It means a lot that everything I do, say, and present is genuine. I don't mean that in the sense that you're gonna see videos where I'm just like spilling my guts about the inner workings of my personal life and things like that. I'm not gonna do that, because I just not go. I mean, there's gotta be some privacy here, you know? But everything I say, everything I do, everything I write on Twitter is something I mean. I will never bullshit you in any sense, because all I have to give you is myself. And I want you to know that everything I do and say is from the heart. You know, like, I see a lot of people talking about how, like, Let's Players are characters. Like, well, Felix isn't really PewDiePie, and Sean isn't really Jack, and Mark isn't really Mark. But that's not true. It's us. Not us, like I'm a peer of theirs, but, you know, Let's Players, the good ones, you know, they are themselves just amplified. They're just more of themselves. And And I think that's really important, that everyone who does something like this be themselves. Because I've seen a lot of videos, and I know I'm not like a prolific commenter, but I am a decent watcher, you know, whenever the mood strikes, and I'll try and take a look at a lot of what's out there. And you'll see a lot where people are clearly trying to ape someone else. You know, I've had people tell me I sound like Markiplier, and that's great, but I'm not going to be Mark, you know, for several reasons. One, you know, I mean, if you want to see Mark, you can see Mark. Like, he's better at being Mark than I will ever be at being Mark. I can never Mark quite like Mark, and that's true for everybody. You know, we can't, you know, if you're gonna ape somebody else, there will always be the real one there. You know, but I can give you me. And I talk about working on commentary and all that, but that doesn't mean, like, I don't, like, script out what would some guy do in a case like this? What would he be scared by? Where would he scream? You know, I just work on making sure that what I do is a more accurate and just open representation of what I'm thinking and feeling. You know, if something doesn't scare me, I'm not going to try and act like it does. And I'm back in the older videos, and I've only been doing this for less than a year. At times, I would play a game, and I would be constantly thinking about, like, what am I supposed to be, you know, what would be the proper reaction at a time like this? And I go back to those videos, and I hate them. I hate them. But I don't delete them because it's important to keep it there, because that's something I did. And it's a reminder not to fucking do that anymore. You know, and when it comes right down to it, all I can do is try and be me. And then if people like me, then that's great. And I'm very grateful that you'll hang around. And if people don't like me, that's okay too. I can't make everybody like me. Everyone's not going to be my friend. And that's fine. You know, if there's something I can do better in the videos, I'd like to know that, because I really do want to make these as good as I can. But, you know, all I got's me. And I guess this is all a very roundabout way of saying that's what I will always give you guys. It will always just be me. You know, I mean, if I wanted to just pretend, I could play the game a couple of times, I could, you know, watch for, like, certain things I could do, write my jokes out beforehand, but I'm not going to do that because that's dishonest. It's presenting something fake, and I think that's what the magic of these videos are, or what the magic is that we, as the person in the video, can really reach out on a personal level and connect with the person watching, because you're not seeing something that was clearly thought out beforehand. You're not seeing something that was planned and practiced and everything else. You're just seeing the person. You're seeing thoughts, reactions. You're seeing an unfettered... it's the ability to see an unfettered glimpse into the person playing. You can see what scares us. You can see what makes us laugh. You can see us in an honest light that you can't do in a lot of other things, because other videos, people, like, if they're laughing about something, they'll try and, you know, because you gotta act. And I did theater for a long time. I know how that goes. But that's not what I do. That's not what I believe in. You know, I'm not going to put up appearances because I think that's how it should be. You're not going to see me tweeting bullshit out there because I think that's the way, I think that's what I should say. I'm not saying that, like, I'm politically incorrect and you just can't handle that. It's more like, you know, I just want to be honest. And I hate to repeat myself, but I really want to hammer that home because it is important to me to get this across. You know, so just know that. Just know that whatever you see coming from me, I do mean. You know, I'm not going to play politics. I'm not going to be a used car salesman running around trying to huckster people into watching and doing all sorts of stuff like that that's done because I think that's what should be done because I saw someone else do it or someone told me that's proper YouTuber behavior. I want you guys to know that all this is me, come what may. Good and bad, because I know it's not always good. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know sometimes I get into moods, and I'm sorry about that. That's not something I try and do, but it does happen. But I'm not going to shy away from that. I don't delete tweets. That's another thing, because I said it. Let's own it, you know? And that's why it's been such a big thing for so many of you guys to hang around with me, because, like I said, it's more than just me putting on a show and then you watching a show. It's connections, it's people. That's what this is all about. And I think the only way to do that is to, well, to be honest. So, you know, sorry this one went on a little longer than I meant to, but I just wanted to get, I just had to get that off my chest. All right? Okay. We will resume gaming soon. So, all right. SGD out.